we're kicking left to right. Jonathan Mitchell kicking.
And there's a low kick going to go down and going to be followed on by one of the up men at about the 41, 42-yard line of the Saints.
That was about a 16-yard kick, Lolly, and they fell on it.
And being generous on that.
That's correct.
It was not pretty.
No.
It was not pretty.
Not pretty at all.
We were talking about Coach Britton at halftime in the break and how Coach Britton could. We got to get Coach Britton to come sit up here with us one night.
You can't help but love him.
Oh,
he can
man.
tell stories for years. This afternoon he was at my store and just telling stories for hours and hours about old Bunkie football, and he remembers to the 60s.
Here we go, 1st and 10 now. The quarterback is Brady Flavin, number 5. He hands it off to McMahon, the lone setback up the middle. He's going to get maybe a yard or so, but the defense is going to close in.
Chuck Norman, Trey Fluke, and company, you know, the whole defensive line, I believe, had part of that tackle.
2nd down and about 8.
I imagine they're going to start Flavin or start airing the ball up now. They had some success in the first half. But I have a good idea that Coach Hudson made some adjustments, and he's going to make them throw it tight on us. We're not going to hang back like we did the first half.
Flavin is the quarterback. One man in the backfield, 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Flavin dropping back quickly, and throws it out incomplete. Quick Backley. That sounds like somebody's name, Chuck.
Back quickly, huh? Cannon Broussard, he was wide open. Chris Robinson had tight coverage. Chris got his feet tangled up. He tripped up. Fortunately for us, Broussard wasn't able to make the catch, and it's back down 3rd and 8.
Norman out of the ball game now, so I guess that means we're going to the nickel package.
Go to the nickel package, tries to give Chuck Norman a rest every time he can. You know, Chuck plays center and also linebacker and tries to give him a break when he can.
Here we go now. Flavin dropping back in trouble, and down he goes.
Narada Roy.
Man, oh man. Jonathan Ducote rolled by him, and Narada Roy rolled into him.
Jonathan Ducote made him step up, made him miss him, but he didn't see Narada Roy coming from the backside, and he did not miss him.
Drew LaPointe and Chris Robinson will be deep for Bunkie.
I think Coach Hudson and them, they look at the same thing this half. They made some adjustments. They're going to make sure there's a lot of pressure on Flavin. They're not going to let him throw the ball.
Nope, Jamel Juno's going to go back now with LaPointe. Taverneau to punt. Low snap. Bobbly, he's going to get it off. It's going to hit it about the 45 and go dead down at the 41-yard line of Bunkie. No return at all, and the Panthers will take over 1st and 10. No score in this ball game.
About a 14-yard punt, Lolly. The kid from St. Louis having a hard time getting the ball off. His snaps haven't been real good. But thank goodness it sets us up in good field position, and we're going to have a whole new attitude. You remember last Friday night?
Remember that 3rd quarter?
3rd quarter, we scored 21 points, scored them quick, and I'm looking for the same thing this outing.
Let's hope so. Let's hope Coach Hudson lit a fire.
I have a good idea. He had a long, stern discussion with the kid.
Will Pierce in the ball game. He's set to the near side. Panthers moving left to right. There's a handoff to the first man through. That is, I think, Pete. He's going to get a yard.
That was Pete, and Carl Burley was on the tackle. Strong safety for St. Louis. For no gain, actually. Give him 6 inches if you want.
And here comes the ball boy, Mr. Jack Fletcher, coming off the field.
We got our main man, Hayes Wolf, just joined us back up here.
Yeah, he's our runner, our stat man, helping us out. Here we go. We got Pierce lined up to the near side. That's Will Pierce. Jamel Juno takes, hands it off to the first man through again. That is Pete. No, Juno keeps it and comes to the near side. He's going to lose a few. He is so deceptive on that option when he hands the ball to Pete on the dive.
Look like Hayden Ainge, the left defensive end. Defensive ends are taking Jamel no matter what he does. Coach Johns, he plays that old Britain football. He puts that defensive end in, and he tells them to take quarterback no matter where they go. They go to the bench, go with them, and make sure they don't have the ball, and that's what they do in this half. The whole game they're doing that. They're not going to let Juno beat them.
3rd and long now for Bunkie. Call it 15. Juno under center. Panthers moving left to right. He takes, fakes, rolls out here to the near side. He's looking for a man, and he's going to go for Michelle, but not there. Going to throw it behind him, incomplete, and now Bunkie's going to punt.
We had 2 players right there within 2 or 3 yards of each other, Will Pierce and Michelle, which that brought a lot of defensive players in the same area. It looked like Coach Hudson's discussing that with Pierce, and I'm sure we'll clean that play up next time we run it.
All right, we've got 2 men deep for St. Louis. And the numbers are starting to get a little dirty out there.
It's hard to read them.
Chasson and Schultz. There's the punt from Michelle. It's going to be high. And it's going to hit and bounce. Take a bunkie roll across the 30 down to about the 27-yard line. Good job where Narada Royal down it. And Ben Michelle again punting the ball very, very good tonight for Bunkie.
Ben Michelle is just an excellent, excellent punter. He does a real good job. Does an excellent punt.
Don't forget Bernice's tomorrow, y'all. A large burger, fry, and a drink for $2.99 if you call up and tell them you heard it on Bunkie Football. What a way to eat lunch tomorrow. Bernice's on Highway 71. Dwayne and Angela Juneau, a roast beef po' boy would be so good right now.
Or a fluke burger.
Or a fluke burger since 1977. 1st and 10, St. Louis. Flavin is the quarterback. He's going to take on a sneak and fall forward for about a yard. Was that a play or was that a busted play?
That was a play, Lolly. As I said earlier, 2 years ago, St. Louis came in here. They were having a hard time running the ball. Our defensive line has so much pursuit, so quick, that Coach John saw it where he could sneak the quarterback up. Fortunately, we have a big middle linebacker in there right now in Chuck Norman, and they're going to have to go through him to get anywhere, and it's just not going to happen.
2nd down and 9 as St. Louis comes to the line, moving right to left. 2 receivers to each side. The lone setback is McMahon. Here goes a man in motion across the way. And Flavin's going to drop straight back, toss it out to McMahon on the screen. He's got some running room. He's got a 1st down across the 40, down to about the 41-yard line, knocked out of bounds by a couple of 2 or 3 Panthers, including number 31, Dustin Dozot.
That was a perfectly played screen.
Somebody's picking up our phone.
Somebody got our phone. They ran our tailback. They ran their tailback to the right. Their offensive line paused for a second, and the whole offensive line pulled to the right to get some blocking for the screen. Our defensive defenders just ran straight to the quarterback, and he unleashed it.
1st and 10, St. Louis. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Flavin dropping back quick. Going to hit the man, Chasson. He's got about a 5-yard gain down to the 45, 46-yard line.
Chad Anderson on the coverage. He was there, but it was just, I tell you, they throw the ball well, they catch the ball well. Nothing fancy, they just basic football.
8 minutes to go, clock counting 0-0. I mean, the clock is just rolling here. Second and 5.
Hello.
All right, here we go.
A little reverse.
And there goes Chasson across the far side. Not much there at all. He's going to lose 4 or 5 yards.
They ran a deep reverse. I believe everybody in the stadium saw that one coming.
Jonathan Ducote for sure saw it coming.
Dustin Dozot and Jonathan Ducote, they had that pegged from way back. And I tell you what, there was a backwards gain on that one. Yep. I believe somebody keeps picking our telephone up in the locker room, and we're not making calls tonight, guys.
Yeah. 3rd down and about 9. Let's see what St. Louis is going to do here. Flavin going to drop straight back, looking deep. He's got a man. Chasson's got it for a 1st down inside Panther territory down to, about the 33-yard line. Chad Anderson on the coverage, but that was a big play for St. Louis.
I tell you, Lolly, we're having a tough time covering these kids. They getting open on us. They throwing the ball well. They catching it well. But they all wide open, and we're making the tackle. There's no doubt about it. But we got to start defending the ball a little better.
0-0 if you're out there listening in the 3rd quarter. No, Flavin got a man in motion, gives it to the man in motion. That's number 14, and nothing there at all.
Conrad Schultz for no gain. Same little reverse, a little end around, basically, not a reverse.
Bunch of Panthers right there.
Dustin Dozot on the tackle.
Yep.
We playing our defense tough, and shut them out.
Clock rolling, 6:11 and counting in the 3rd quarter. Want to say hello to everybody from Farm Bureau, Thomas DeSherry, Frank Habbard, Richard Stagg. Coming up after the game, it's the Farm Bureau post-game show. Flavin dropping back, in the pocket, looks over the middle.
Oh.
It's going to be nearly picked off by Jamel Juno in the middle of the field. He just couldn't quite hang on to it.
It hit Jamel Juno right in the hands. It was a little high. He went up for it. It would have been a great interception. Should have had it, but, hey, it was a good defended play.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
We've said that for many years watching the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah. Hey, you know, this weekend they got the Texans in the Superdome, and I got a feeling the bags are going to be coming out.
Tell you what, the Texans had a big win last week against Miami.
And that's right. It's going to be a good game.
They had a penalty on the play against St. Louis. It was declined by Bunkie. 3rd and 10, Lolly. On our own 34-yard line, the Saints are moving on us. We need to stop it.
Panther defense needs to get tough and dig in right here.
Need pressure on the quarterback.
Flavin brings him to the line with 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Dropping straight back, looking across the way. I think it was deflected. Did Narada Roy get a hand?
Big Jonathan Dakota. He got up, and I think he got a pinky on the ball, but it deflected the ball, and it was just uncatchable for the receiver.
That's going to bring up 4th down. Hopefully they're going to punt the ball.
They bringing in their kick team.
That's Tevedo.
It's going to be a 51-yard field goal, Lolly.
Wow. They moved the tee up a little bit.
A 50-yarder, okay.
We'll call it 50.
If he makes it, we'll give him 51.
Down, it's up.
God.
It's long, and it's going to be just short.
Just short, Lolly. A 45-yarder he makes. 50-yarder.
That's right. That was Ross Tevedo, a sophomore.
I tell you what, Lolly, if we playing on dry ground, he liable to make that kick.
You're right.
It was definitely in the perfect direction, just a little short.
Want to thank some more of our sponsors here while we got a second. Allstate, Chad Jofrion on Shirley Road.
Beautiful
Also,
new building.
Boy, he does have a nice spot. LaPointe Eye Clinic, the player of the game. The LaPointe Eye Clinic player of the game. Coming up immediately following the game. Who's it going to be? You're going to have to tune in. Keep your radio here and find out.
We're leaning defense right now. There's no doubt. Lolly, I got 2 updates. Marksville's up 12-2 at halftime, and over Cecilia and Evolves 21-7 at halftime.
There's a handoff up the middle. Juno hands it off, and the Panthers get nothing. I believe that was Pete.
I went to Doug Pete, and
what'd you say the Evolve score was?
I think the Evolves 21-7 over North Central at halftime.
All right, so folks in our district are winning. Let's just hope it can keep up. Hope Menard wins and hope Buckeye wins.
Hope they all win. Power points is what we're playing for right now. We need to get everybody we play to win ball games. We need to win ball games, and we'll be doing good. But we need to score, Lolly.
2nd down and 10 for the Panthers. 1 receiver to the near side. Panthers moving left to right. LaPointe in motion. Jamel's going to roll out. He's going to keep it. Juno gets across about the 25. 25 down he goes.
He picked up 5 yards. But let me tell you what, every time Jamel Juno gets out in the open like that, he is very, very dangerous. He's a breakaway runner. He has good speed. If we can just get him a little open, he'll open this game up.
3rd down and 5. Wow.
A long 5, Lolly. We need to make a 1st down. We need to get just consistent. We need to take control of the game on the line of scrimmage.
3 first downs is all the Panthers have in the first half. Jamel takes, rolls out. Looking. He's going to turn it upfield, see how far he can go to about the 30 and get knocked out of bounds.
I tell you what,
a couple of those linebackers came up sticking him.
He dropped his shoulder. If we get a good mark, I think we may have it. It's real close. Guess what I think we're going to have, though, Lolly?
A Western Auto 1st down. It is.
A 1st down.
But, you know, with no score to this ball game, we've yet to do a Steele's kickoff. A Steele's Flower Shop kickoff. We need to just at least talk about them. Best place to get your class rings, because right now with no scores on the board.
Class rings aren't selling well, huh?
Steele's, big city selection.
Greg and Melinda Prudhomme.
At hometown prices.
Good people.
1st down for the mighty Bunkie Panthers, moving left to right and all red against Lake Charles, and Jamel he is going to go through on the quarterback sneak. He's going to pick up nearly another 1st down as Jamel goes to about the 40-yard line.
I think Coach Hudson went to Coach John's playbook and said, hey, we're just going to try to sneak the ball up. The footing's bad. We're in a bad area of the field. Snuck him up, 10-yard gain.
And looky there, another 1st down. Western Auto chain gang, move it on up.
Moving on up, moving on up. We need to go.
Clock continuing to roll. We're at 4 minutes to go in the third.
I tell you, Lolly, I don't know if we've had a drive that we got 2 first downs in a row, do we?
I don't believe. Daiquiri Island is open across the way till midnight. Tell them you heard it on Bunkie Football. You get $1 off any daiquiri tonight. 1st and 10. Juneau under center. Sends LaPointe in motion across the way. There's a handoff to Pete, and Pete gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
You know, Lolly, in the past, this is where we really turn it on. Late in the third quarter on close games, our kids are in excellent shape. That big, fabulous weight room we have in the back, they're strong, they're well-conditioned, and they've been taking it over, and hopefully we can do it again tonight.
You know, last week in Port Bowery, it was hot, and those Port Bowery Red Devils had their hands on their hips.
They were
Panthers
tired.
were not blowing.
We weren't, thank goodness, and we showed it. And hopefully we need to do it again. But I tell you what, I think St. Louis is in pretty darn good shape tonight.
Much improved over last year. They are here to win this ball game. The Panthers got their hands full. 2nd down and 9. Juneau sends Chris Robinson around the near side on a quick handoff. Here's Robinson to about the 44-yard line.
He had a little running room. He looked like he started step. He was looking for a hole. He needs to just ram it up into there and keep going and just get that positive yardage.
3rd down. What are we going to call that? 3rd and about 6, 7?
7.
Okay,
Low 6,
I go
maybe.
with you.
You're a lot older than me, and your eyes aren't as
A
good.
lot older. Listen to you. A lot older. Jeez.
I tell you who's getting old right now is Coach Hudson. If we don't get this ball moving, age is coming on him as we speak.
2:23 and counting, 0-0. No score here at Panther Stadium.
We have a fabulous crowd out here from Bunkie tonight.
Here we go. Juneau under center takes. Juneau fakes, rolls out to the far side, gets away from one and can't get away from the other. My goodness.
I tell you, they saw that coming. The defensive line saw that coming the whole way. He did good to miss the first one, but there was 2 more waiting for him.
Yeah, Byron Dozot tried to block the one guy, but there were 2 others coming behind him, and just not much we could do.
Sam Fitzgerald also is trying to come and making a good block at the end, but
Ben Michelle will do the punting now for Bunkie. Schultz and Chasson deep for St. Louis.
1:40 and counting.
Waiting on the snap. Good snap. Nice high punt.
Beautiful kick.
That is going to be Chasson taking it at the 30. He calls for the fair catch.
Penalty flag up. I'm not real sure what the flag is,
Now,
Lolly.
could that be for Chuck Norman hitting the guy?
Well, you know,
that was still a live ball.
The other back came up for a little block, and I believe Chuck Norman delivered the lick on him, and not him, but I can't believe that was it. That was a good, clean, just smash.
Clean lick.
It's going on St. Louis. Looks like they're backing up, though.
They're waving off
the flag. I think the referee might have thought that Chuck Norman hit the kid that caught the ball.
Yep. All right, so here we go. The ball is on the 31-yard line of St. Louis. St. Louis moving right to left on your radio dial. They look like the Florida Gators in white. Bunkie in all red, helmets, jerseys, and pants, but no red leggings tonight, Chuck.
Oh, well, I like the red leggings. Kind of wet and muddy for red leggings, though.
The quarterback is Brady Flavin. He's got McMahon in the backfield.
They're
2 receivers to the near side. There's a handoff to McMahon. He's got a hole. He's across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
Dustin Dozot up for the tackle from his linebacker position.
He's going to pick up about 5.5 or 6 yards on that play.
Dozot has quick feet. He moves well from his position. He reads the running back well, and he came over and just made the tackle from the outside linebacker position on the opposite side of the field.
Clock rolling, 1:06 in the third. Nothing to nothing. 2 receivers to each side for Flavin. He's dropping straight back. Screen out of the backfield, incomplete. Looks like, who's that? Dakota got
a hand on it.
Looks like Schultz coming out of the backfield, incomplete.
Same little screen pass they tried to run. Unfortunately, Dakota saw it coming. He was able to get up in the air. He was able to put a finger on the ball and deflected out of Schultz's direction.
52 seconds to go in the third.
I tell you, Lolly, we need to hold them. We need to get the ball back. We need to just drive the ball again on them. The more we get the ball, we need to wear them down and try to take control of the offensive line of scrimmage.
Flavin brings them up to the line on 3rd down. Panthers getting some coverage here. Need to get into position. Flavin dropping back, going to toss it, and it's going to be incomplete.
Look like Adam Pierce got his hand on it, and him and Chris Robo there with Jamel Juno right behind him.
Yep, Robo in on the nickel package. And I guess, well, Chuck, I guess I'll let you. We've been saying nickel package. There might be a lot of people who don't know what
the nickel package is. A normal defensive backfield where we play is 2 cornerbacks and 2 safeties, which gives us 4 players. We call the nickel package when we take a linebacker out, put another defensive back in, running 5 defensive backs, Lolly.
When they're going to throw the ball, we got to stop it. And here's a punt. New punter in the game, too.
Excellent punt.
And it is a little better punt. LaPointe's going to let it go, and it's going to roll dead at about the 31, 32-yard line. And that's where Bunkie is going to take over. Cheney Cleaners on Main Street right across the track there. They got a new location to drop off there on Chevy Lane.
Mike and Kathy Cheney, excellent job.
I tell you what, when I bring my Hawaiian shirts into him, he presses them absolutely perfect.
I bet you look good with a big old fruit palm tree on you. That could be a big tree some days.
Rocky's Fuel and Muffler Express, alignments, mufflers, brakes, oil change. If you want somebody that fool with your car that knows what he's doing, is going to take care of you and do you right, Rocky and Jackie Slocum, they're the ones to do it. Rocky's on Main Street.
And they're very nice, personable. Jackie's just as nice lady as you can meet.
1st and 10 for the Bunkie Panthers. Man in motion, that is Bazile. And here he comes to the near side on the handoff, breaking tackles. And now he doesn't break tackles. After breaking 3 or 4, he might end up losing a yard as St. Louis kept it strung out.
He broke 3 tackles, but as you said, they just kept coming. They play in gang tackling. They don't stop coming. They're not going to quit on the ball. There's a well-coached football team.
Bunkie General Hospital, your hometown hospital. They're here to serve Bunkie. If you need them, they are there for you. Bunkie General Hospital.
Don't forget he's under the wonderful leadership of Don Kennedy, administrator.
2nd down and 10.
That's the end of the quarter, Lolly.
That's it. The score 0-0. We'll take a break on the mighty Bunkie Panther Radio Network on Oldies 104.3.
For all your laundry, they're open 6 to 5 Monday through Friday and 9 to noon on Saturday. Cheney's Cleaners.
A 61-yard run. Jamel Juno, last week's Bunkie Panther Player of the Game.
Stay tuned and find out who will be tonight's LaPointe Eye Clinic Player of the Game. Dr. Paul LaPointe and his staff are proud to support the mighty Bunkie Panthers.
It's time for a quick quiz. What do you get when you multiply your salary by 7? Give up? That's the amount of life insurance you may need. Do you have the right amount of life insurance to protect your family's future? Allstate agent Chad Joffrion at 346-9995 can make sure you do. Chad will even provide a free life insurance analysis. Call Allstate agent Chad Joffrion at 318-346-9995 because when it comes to your life insurance, the right hands make the difference.
Bunkie Panther football on Oldies 104.3.
Here we go now. Douglas Pete gets the handoff right up the middle. Going to get a few yards, and that's going to bring up 4th down and short for Bunkie.
We got a bad spot on our own 41-yard line. 4th and 1. Looks like Coach Hudson's debating. He's yelling instructions out to Jamel. Looks like he's going to go for it. I think it's a good call.
Yeah, you got to go for it here. Totally with him on that. 4th down and a couple of inches.
They're stacking up inside, Lolly, on this. I think Jamel is keeping himself behind Big Chuck Norman.
Here's the snap, Jamel. Gonna sneak it.
I don't think we got it, Lolly.
Man, I tell you, it is close.
We better get a good spot. It's definitely going to be a Western Auto measurement.
Well, is he giving it to us?
I don't know.
Yeah, he is.
First down, Lolly. We'll
Move
take
the
it.
chains.
I'd much rather take it than to have a measurement on that one.
We are into the 4th quarter. 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes, 42 seconds to go in the ball game.
I tell you what, their
Nothing
coaching
to
staff,
nothing.
St. Louis coaching staff is not happy about it at all. They're calling back. They're making them measure it.
So we are going to have a Western Auto measurement. You rent it at Western Auto. Chainsaws, pressure washers, tillers, rent-to-own furniture and appliances.
I have to agree with St. Louis coaches. I'd like to see that one too, but I think we got it, Lolly.
Here's the Western Auto measurement.
First down.
All right. Daiquiri Island open till midnight tonight. Drive through, tell them you heard it on Bunkie Football, $1 off any daiquiri. Bernice is tomorrow, y'all. $2.99 for a large burger, a fry, and a Coke at Bernice's. I don't have to tell you how good that is.
How about that
$2.99.
How about that roast beef po' boy with all the dressings and all the juice?
Oh, you're hurting me. You're hurting me. 1st and 10 for the mighty Bunkie Panthers. Man in motion. They're going to be a quick handoff. No, he's going to flip it out, and it is complete to Chris Robinson. And he gets a first down across the 40, knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line of St. Louis.
I tell you what, Law, it's the first time I've seen Bunkie run that play in a few years, and that was an excellent, excellent catch by Chris Robinson. He flared out from his left wing. He got right around the linebacker. Jamel just dropped it right over the head of the linebacker, hit him in the hands, and he was off to the races. And fortunately, they caught him at their own 35.
That's what we needed here. The Panthers are rolling now.
I have a lot of confidence in our defense. We just got to get on the board, get this game broken open.
Lorenzo Bazile is into the ball game. He comes out to the near side. Here comes LaPointe, and it's going to be a quick, no, Juno's keeping it, rolls around the end. He got to 30, down to about the 29-yard line. Just that little option.
I tell you, Lolly, if you notice in Jamel's getting fired up. He's not running around the defenders. He's hitting them head on. He's delivering the lick. He's going to try to punish them, and he's going to try to take this game over himself.
Yep. Sammy Couvillon, our clerk of court, running for re-election. He's number 71 on the ballot.
Number one in our hearts.
We hope when you go to the polls and you close those curtains that you'll pull number 71, re-elect Sammy Couvillon, clerk of court. 2nd down for the Panthers. Jamel Juno is the quarterback. Receivers to each side. And here comes the option. Jamel pulls it out, goes to the far side. He's got a little room. He's getting close to the first down marker, and he just might have it.
I think he has it, Lolly. That was a good play job by Jamel. He tried to give it to Doug Pete. As soon as he put it in his gut, the defensive tackle hit him. He was able to force it out, and he went the other direction for a good gainer.
Yep. You might tell your wife that don't open.
That doesn't open, baby. And the glass is about to fall out, and I hate for it to fall on somebody else down there. Talking about the window in the press box.
That's right. Clock rolling, 9:13 and counting in the ball game. Still looking for a score. 0-0. Both teams having trouble moving the ball tonight. Here we go. Jamel Juno has them at the line with a receiver to each side. The lone back is Pete. And Pete gets it. He's got some room. He's across the 20, down near about the 16-yard line where he's going to get pushed back.
It's about a 9-yard gain, Lolly. Doug Pete, left dive play.
That's really the first time tonight it's worked.
First time he's made significant yardage in the positive direction. And but they keep going to it, and you got to keep going to what gets you to where you win in ball games.
You go with the horses that get you there.
Coach Hudson's an excellent coach. He doesn't get excited, keeps playing his game plan, and he has a lot of confidence in the kids that it's going to come around and work for us.
2nd down and 1 for the Panthers on the St. Louis 16-yard line. Here comes LaPointe in motion. There's that handoff to Pete again. He's across the 15 down to about the 12.
For a first down.
And that is a first down. And hey, everybody, while we're talking to you, I look down the field. I see my good buddy Nevin Nelson from News Channel 5. He's out here filming. So about 10:15, 10:20 on the News Channel 5 Sports. Mark Hamblin and Nevin Nelson. You'll be seeing Bunkie football stuff. And then 11 o'clock.
The point after.
The point after.
Show. Excellent broadcast.
Yep.
Second best broadcast in Central Louisiana tonight.
Yeah, there you go. Pete is the lone back. Here comes LaPointe in motion. Pete gets, Jamel keeps it on the option. He turns upfield, and he is just breaking tackles and just running. Not a lot of yardage, but he stayed on his feet quite a bit inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line.
Jamel pulled it out of Doug Pete's belly. He tried to cut it real quick. Unfortunately, cut square into Ben Michel's back. He bounced off of Michel, and he was on fighting for about 4 yards.
And we got a timeout on the field. Folks, want to say thank you to Henry's Pre-Owned. They sponsor the halftime show.
How about some of those deals Uncle Henry has?
Oh, man, he's got a 2003 Saturn L200 4-door. This is factory warranty and everything. It's loaded, CD, 28,000 miles, 11.8. What a beautiful vehicle. How about this one? He's got a 99 Pontiac Grand Am GT, leather, moonroof, CD, 2-door, $79.95. And listen,
What a deal.
the Henry's Detail Shop, a complete detail is regularly $90. You tell them you hear it on Bunkie Football, it'll only be $80 next week.
Uncle Henry, and Ellis does a fabulous job on the detail
He
shop.
sure does. Daiquiri Island, get $1 off tonight till midnight. Tell them you heard it on Bunkie Football, $1 off any size daiquiri. Kyle Wolf, our State Farm agent on Shirley Road, like a good neighbor. Kyle Wolf is there. Bayou Vista Nursing Home. The Farm Bureau post-game show is coming up right after the ball game. Brought to you by Thomas DeSherry, Frank Havard, and Richard Stagg, your friendly Farm Bureau agents.
Look, cups, goodies, everything being thrown to the stands.
Second down and 5 on the St. Louis 7-yard line. Panthers looking for the score. Here's Juno. He keeps, turns upfield, down near the 5-yard line.
Down about the 5, Lolly.
And on the stop is number 43.
Allstate, Chad Jofrion on Shirley Road, another one of our sponsors. LaPointe Eye Clinic player of the game is coming up right after the ball game. Who's it going to be, Chuck? We're going to be struggling tonight.
We're struggling tonight, looking for a player of the game. Looks like we may be looking at the defensive side tonight.
Anybody down there listening has any ideas? They might want to vote with us tonight because it's going to be a tough one.
We may have to go on the internet and just do a little poll.
Third down and 2 for Bunkie. Jamel's going to sneak it, and he goes nowhere. Nowhere. That whole middle of the line just stopped.
Well, Lolly, it brings 4th and 2 at the 4-yard line. We have a major decision to make, 0-0 with 6.5 minutes left in the game. This may be the biggest chance we have, the only chance we have tonight. What do we do? What does Coach Hudson do? No, what do we do?
Well, he went back, so it was a short 2. Now it's a long 2, short 3. The ball is just inside the 5-yard line. Panthers can pick up a first down. Biggest play of the game for Bunkie so far. Jamel Juno sends LaPointe in motion to the near side, rolling out to the far side. Jamel cuts.
I don't think he made it, Lolly.
No.
No way. St. Louis is pretty excited. He was wide open. No way, no first down. St. Louis ball.
And they are happy. You would think they just won the ball game as they stop Bunkie inside the 5-yard line. And boy, what a buzzkill, what a momentum killer.
I tell you what, it looked like Jamel was wide open. He had Barn Dozat leading him from the guard position. St. Louis kids just closed in real quickly and stopped us for a 1-yard gain when we needed 2 yards for the first down.
All right, it's time for the defense to come up big here. We need them to come up big. 5:55 to go in the ball game. The score is 0-0. First and 10. As the Panther fans come alive, we're so glad you're tuned in here tonight on Oldies 104.3. You can follow the Panthers all season long. Brady Flavin is the quarterback. He gives it to McMahon up the middle for maybe a yard or so.
Cash McMahon with a 2-yard gain.
For a short gain.
Man. Narada Roy in there on the stop.
We got to get tough, Lolly. Got to get tough with 5.5 left.
All right.
We need a big break right now. We got 2 early turnovers. We haven't had a turnover since. I think it's time to get the ball back.
We need a break. Here they come to the line on 2nd down and 7. Flavin's got 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near, hands off to McMahon up the middle.
Oh, gosh.
And the Panther front line just shut him down.
Definite loss of yardage on that play. Big Jonathan Dakota on another tackle. Tell you what, Jonathan Dakota is a good candidate right now for player of the game.
I think you're right. He is.
He's had a heck of a game.
He's got to be leading in tackles.
He's had 2 blocked passes, deflected passes.
Like last week, Narada Roy was the difference maker on defense. This week, Jonathan Dakota's been the difference maker on defense.
Tell you what, they have Coach Welch, Coach Hudson have to be very happy with our 2 defensive ends.
Here we go, 3rd and long. Flavin's going to drop back in his end zone. He's in trouble. He gets it away.
I tell you, Lolly,
it was going to be a safety, I think, huh?
It was a middle screen. It looks like he caught the ball on the goal line. He was hit immediately. It all depends on the mark. I think they're going to mark it on the 1-inch line. I don't think they're going to give us a safety. But I bet we put pressure on the punter.
Man.
I tell you, Lolly, I'm not real sure I'd put anybody back right now. As weak as they punted, I would make him catch the ball cleanly and punt cleanly.
Well, the ball is sitting there right on the goal line, so there's not a lot of room for the punter, Teveno.
We need a lucky play here, Lolly.
LaPointe and Robinson are
Good
deep.
snap. Good punt.
And Chris Robinson takes it at the 30. Chris is at the 25 and going to be hit and knocked out of bounds around the 21-yard line of St. Louis. So Bunkie will still have some good field position.
We have plenty of time left in the game. 3 minutes, 43 seconds left. The ball on our own 19-yard line. Hey, let's go score a touchdown. Let's get out of this ball game, and let's get ready for Minden next week in Minden.
That's right.
And we will be there.
The Kyle pregame show will start at 6:45 next Friday night. Bunkie General Hospital, proud to be a part of this broadcast. Your hometown hospital, here to serve Bunkie. Bernice's tomorrow, a large burger, fry, and drink for $2.99. Tell them you heard it on Bunkie Football. $2.99. Have lunch at Bernice's tomorrow. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Juno sends LaPointe in motion. Juno's going to roll out to the near side. Here he comes. He's going to try to turn it upfield. He's across the 30 and down. Well, he fights, and golly, second effort.
I tell you, Lolly, there was 2 of them right on Juno's heels. Barnes Dozai was leading the away. He turned around, and he cleaned one of them's clock.
He did not want to go down. The ball is on the 27-yard line of St. Louis.
17, Lolly, 17-yard line.
Man.
We're getting you straight. Those new glasses you got from LaPointe Eye Clinic, they're working well, but they do get blurry.
I got my bifocals on. See, my reading, looking down at the roster, when I look long.
I understand.
I need to switch glasses when I look out.
I like the other ones better.
You do? Thank you.
All right, we got 2nd and 7 yards to go from the 17-yard line.
Here we go now. Pete is in the backfield, the lone setback. We've got 2 wings. There's Jamel going to toss it out to Robinson. Incomplete. Just misses Chris.
Same little pass. He did a little hook from his wing position. He was wide open. He was just over his left palm. Wasn't able to make the catch. I would have been. I don't think he would have scored, but I definitely would have been a 1st down yardage.
Definitely. 3rd down. Call it what? About 7?
7 yards to go. 17-yard line. 2 minutes left in the game. 3 minutes left in the game. 3:17.
And we got a timeout.
I'd like to thank. I see our cheerleaders have flooded the stands with cups from Hickson Dakota Funeral Home, candies, goodies. Just like to thank Ray and Marie Dakota for the sponsorship of the cheerleader cup throwing.
Thank you very much. Re-elect Sammy Kubiar, clerk of court, number 71 on the ballot. When you go to the polls here in a couple of 3 weeks, please remember and re-elect Sammy Kubiar, clerk of court.
Number 71 on the ballot, but number 1 in our hearts, correct?
Roy Richet Insurance. Roy has group and individual plans, life, health, long-term care, disability. A lot of different companies to choose from. He's in the Sinlai Insurance Exchange. 346-2711. Rocky's Fuel and Muffler Express, alignments, mufflers, brakes, oil change. If anybody's going to fool with my car, it's going to be Rocky Slocum, I guarantee you. Wouldn't take my car anywhere else but to Rocky's Fuel and Muffler Express when you want it done right. And Cheney's Cleaners. You know, I remember growing up, Mike Cheney was one of my heroes. Mike Cheney and Curtis Day were my 2 all-time favorite Bunkie Panthers.
They still could be heroes.
And now, Mike Cheney's sponsoring the broadcast. And Curtis Day, I've seen him at the hospital a few times. Good to see Curtis now. Here we go. Jamel keeps it around the far side. He's got some room. Jamel is going to get knocked out of bounds at about the 1st down marker.
I think he has the 1st down. He had it in his sight, Lolly. He picked a spot. He aimed for it, and I think he made it to that spot. I think we're about the 9-yard line. 3 minutes left in the game.
2nd time tonight in just the last couple of minutes. The Panthers have actually threatened. St. Louis stopped us inside the 5 moments ago. And the Panthers get the ball back, threatening again.
I tell you, these Bunkie Panther fans on this side are starting to get fired up. They rattling their milk jugs full of rocks. I think we're going to wheel the Panthers into the end zone.
1st down and goal to go for the mighty Bunkie Panthers. 3:10 to go in the ball game. 0-0. Douglas Pete lines up in the backfield along with Chris Robinson. I believe LaPointe is coming in motion, and there we go.
Little
a
trap.
handoff, and we got a
Touchdown.
touchdown.
Chris Robinson on a little trap, a left halfback, trapped right, touchdown Bunkie Panthers.
9-yard touchdown from Chris Robinson.
Chris Robinson, what a run, what a run. It can't make anybody more happy about this run than Chris Robinson's wonderful grandmother, Ma, and his wonderful Aunt Jean Robinson, who are the most loyal listeners on our broadcast.
We're glad they're tuned in. 3:06 to go in the ball game. The Bunkie Panthers take the lead, 6-0.
We need to go ahead and score our 2 points and get this over with.
Get it and go to the house.
I tell you, St. Louis did not come to watch this ball game tonight. They came to play in this ball game, and they've done a wonderful job.
Folks, I cannot express to you enough the thanks we have for our sponsors helping us get this Bunkie football on the radio this year. And you're at home, you're listening, you're hearing these ads, you're hearing us talk about these people. As you do your business in Bunkie next week, as you see these people on the street, in church, eating lunch, wherever you see them, let them know that you appreciate their support of Bunkie Panther football, because without it, we wouldn't be on the air. And the way this thing is working, we're going to be raising some good money for the Panther Club.
You know, Lotta, we'll be on there every week this year, every week, every game. This year we go to Minden, we go to Winsboro, we go a lot of places. A lot of people aren't able to make the game due to their work schedules, family schedules, school schedules, and thanks to these sponsors, every game will be brought to their home or
That's
to their
right.
wherever they want to listen to it.
You just got to be sure and support them. If you use their goods and services, go see them. Just tell them thank you. Here comes the extra point now. And the clock says 61-0.
No.
All right, here's Jamel rolling out. He's in trouble. He's going to get away from one. Jamel's going to take it in himself.
He made it,
Is
Lolly.
he in?
He made it, yes, good.
Juno gets it in, and it's 8-0. Bunkie. That is awesome.
I tell you, Lolly, it's an 11-man field out there, but I tell you, I think it was 11 against 1 on that play. Jamel did that on his own. He wasn't going to be denied.
8-0 with 3:06 to go in the ball game. Henry's pre-owned on Shirley Road, a 2000 Impala 4-door loaded, $9,500. A 2002 Dodge Neon, 24,000 miles, factory warranty, $7,400. And I saw it earlier. This is a steal. I've got a Saturn. I've got 180,000 miles on my Saturn. I love that car. He's got a 2001 Saturn 4-door. There's only 24,000 miles, $7,200. That's about a $10,000 car, Chuck.
Lolly, I think with those new glasses, you'd look wonderful sitting in that new car from Uncle Henry's.
Yeah, I'm going to ride my Saturn note till it blows. I'm going to get $200,000 and I'm going to trade it to Mr. Henry.
All right.
3:06 to go in the game. The Panthers are going to be kicking off from right to left.
We have a new
And
kicker,
this
Chad
is,
Anderson.
ladies and gentlemen, a Steele's Florist and Jeweler kickoff. Best prices on class rings are at Steele's. Big city selection, small town prices. Greg and Melinda Prudhomme are huge Panther supporters, and we hope you support them. And there's the Steele's kickoff. It's going to be a short one.
Oh, great
It's going to
bounce.
bounce over their head, and I believe that's Chassaw picking it up at the 15, at the 20, and knocked out of bounds around the 26, 27-yard line.
Lolly, that was the first time we've seen Chad Anderson, a sophomore, kick the ball. It wasn't a long kick, but it had a nice flight time, arc to it. It took a wonderful bounce over the receiver's head, and it bought us time to get down there.
We're at 3 minutes to go in the ball game.
I'm not a gambling man, Lolly, but I would bet you they're going to throw the ball pretty regular right now.
Oh, well, let's just don't prevent defense. You know what I'm saying?
We're not going to prevent. We're going to play hard-nosed defense. We're going to have to come up with a big play, hopefully interception, a couple blocks.
1st and 10. Flavitt is the quarterback, and he is dropping straight back over the middle for the tight end.
God.
Incomplete and nearly intercepted by Jamel Juno.
It would have been a heck of an interception by Jamel Juno.
He'd have been off to the races.
Well, and you know what? He wants to score again. Jamel's tried this fourth quarter. Juno's trying to take this game into his own hands. Senior quarterback, he has the desire, and he's really playing a good ball game.
2:57 left in the game. Panthers on top, 8-0.
Got 3 men to the left, split left.
2nd and 10. St. Louis moving left to right. Flavin pitches out to McMahon, and look out, McMahon's going to roll for about 6 or 7 yards, and a whole slew of Panthers are going to bring him down, including Sauceda.
St. Louis put three people out to the left. They ran a little naked option to the right, Lolly. A good little play. We didn't have very much defenders on that side. Big Donnie
Hayes coming out.
He's limping pretty good out there. They put in number 68, 69. Big Jack Hunter out for him.
Hunter goes in on the line. Flavin dropping straight back. Going to toss it down the middle of the field. Going to be picked off.
Chad Anderson.
Here comes Chad. He's at the 40, the 35. And Chad rolls down inside the 30 to the St. Louis 27-yard line.
Excellent. Chad Anderson saw it coming. Flavin kind of hung the ball up a little bit. We've been talking about that all night. He's been hanging it up. Well, Anderson was in position. He cut in front of the receiver, picked the ball off, and made a heck of a good run back.
So here come the mighty Bunkie Panthers, looking to put some more on the board here late to seal the deal.
Lolly, I tell you what, a good little, speaking of Chad, Joe Ferron, called Wolf State Farm tonight, a little insurance policy with the Bunkie Panthers wouldn't be bad, would it?
That's right.
And don't forget Roy Riche.
Yep. And wait. Who else? We're forgetting.
How about them Farm Bureau boys?
Farm Bureau, the post-game show, man. I'm blanked out here. First and 10 for the Bunkie Panthers on the St. Louis 28-yard line. Jamel keeps it on the bootleg. He comes around the near side fighting across the 25, down to the 24. The ball skirts out.
I think it was I think he called the play dead. They had Jamel's in forward progress stopped. They pulled the ball out. Bunkie ball.
I believe Min Lou was right there to get it. And there's another timeout on the field. Don't forget now, we've been talking about him. Sammy Cuvier, our clerk of court, running for re-election. Number 71 on the ballot. Please re-elect Sammy Cuvier. Daiquiri Island across the way is open tonight until midnight after the ball game. Cruise through there. Tell them you heard it on Bunkie Football. Get $1 off any size daiquiri tonight till midnight. So after the ball game, on your way home, or if you're out and about cruising. And then we want to tell you a little bit about Bernice's. If you hadn't heard yet, boy, I know where I'm eating lunch tomorrow. $2.99. Tell them you heard it on Bunkie Football. A large burger, an order of fries, and a Coke from Bernice's. Lunchtime tomorrow.
Lolly, real quick, we have some special birthday wishes tonight. Number 22, Drew LaPointe. Drew, 17 years old tonight. Also, his mother she was young, 27 tonight. Just kidding. No, Sharon's birthday this evening. And my baby tomorrow, Connor Descan, be 8 years old.
Woo, man. Second down and 5 for the Panthers. Juno under center, Pete in the backfield. And there's Doug Pete right up the gut. He's going to pick up about 7 or 8 yards, and he got nailed. He got a first down to the 13-yard line.
He made a good run, and Brett Flavin, undoubtedly the quarterback, Brady Flavin's brother, came up and put an excellent lick on Doug Pete, but not before he got a first down.
That's it. Clock is rolling. Clock is rolling, Chucky.
Panthers up 8-0, a minute 39 left on St. Louis's 12-yard line.
Pete, the lone setback. We got Will Pierce split out to the far side, Bazile here to the near side. LaPointe in the wing, and there's the handoff to Pete. He's down to the 10.
Well, we're going back playing Britain football. We're going to run the ball up the middle. We're going to make them stop us. In all fairness, Coach Hudson, he plays pretty fundamental football also.
Timeout for the Bunkie Panthers. While we got the timeout, let me remind you, please support all these folks. Henry's Pre-Owned, Daiquiri Island, $1 off until midnight tonight. Tell them you heard it on Bunkie Football. Kyle Wolf, like a good neighbor. Kyle Wolf is there, the Bayou Vista Nursing Home. They provide a great service to this community and have for years and years and years. The Farm Bureau post-game show is coming up immediately following Coach Hudson. Coach Hudson will be up here.
A little post-game talk, huh?
Shortly, yep.
Lolly, a minute 18 left. We're getting close to that one, that only player of the game selection.
That's right. Who's it going to be?
I've cast my vote. I'm waiting for Lolly Dude to come across with his final selection, and then we'll announce it to the world.
Yeah, we're going to wait, though. We got to wait to the end of the game.
Oh, yes.
The first segment of the pregame show.
I tell you, a little touchdown right now sure would look good in paper.
Is Nevin still out there filming? No, he's on his way back to LA.
Yes.
All right, second down and about 8 for the Panthers. Jamel letting the clock roll. The 4-3 takes, gives it, keeps it, comes around and gets nothing, maybe a yard. Fake the dive to Pete.
He tried to sneak around the left end after faking the dive. Number 58 came up, Mike Miller for St. Louis, and just stuffed him for a short gain. These boys from St. Louis, they're not going to quit. They're going to make us play the whole ball game, and rightfully so.
We're under a minute to go. Panthers just watching the shot clock, so to speak.
Yeah, St. Louis is out of timeouts. Juno's he's playing the play clock, taking it real slow. 5 on the play clock, 39 on the time clock.
Men Lou in the backfield along with Pete, and Juno's just going to sneak it straight ahead. 33 seconds and counting. And let's see if we're going to have to snap it one more time. They had to reset it.
No, Lolly, we're not going to have to snap it no more.
That is going to do it.
The game clock just surpassed the time clock.
19 seconds and counting, and the Bunkie Panthers are going to win this game 8-0. We want to say a special congratulations to Coach Hudson and his staff. We welcome Coach Johns back to Bunkie. We're glad he's not going home happy, though. We welcome him, but we're glad he's not going home happy.
That's correct. And Lolly, don't forget to remind everybody we're going to be in Minden, Louisiana next Friday night for the Mighty Bunkie Panther Radio Network. We will be there. The Panthers are going for a victory in Minden, Louisiana.
That's right. We're going to take a timeout. It is time. We're going to pick the player of the game here in just a second, but the Farm Bureau post-game show is getting underway right now on Oldies 104.3. The Panthers win.
The world is changing fast. My students face a lot of challenges. I can't give them the future, but I can help them prepare for it. We're all looking for answers, and my Farm Bureau insurance agent is there, helping me with a solid financial program of life and disability insurance, as well as retirement planning, including IRAs and annuities. And that makes my future more secure.
Call a friendly Farm Bureau agent, Thomas DeSherry, Frank Havard, or Richard Stagg at 253-7518.
It's time for the Bunkie High School Hall of Fame, brought to you by Bayou Vista Nursing Home, saluting great people who have made a difference at Bunkie High School. This week, we salute Mr. Malcolm Boardlaw. Mr. Boardlaw taught French and business through 3 decades at Bunkie High School, the 60s, 70s, and the 80s. Mr. Boardlaw is no longer with us, but he is remembered in all of his students' hearts. The Bunkie High Hall of Fame is brought to you by Bayou Vista Nursing Home.
Drive through to Daiquiri Island. They're open right now with the best frozen drinks in the parish. Margaritas, pina coladas, and many more. Just drive on through right now or after the game on your way home. Hey kids, there's an icy machine in the place. That's the coldest drink in town. And the best frozen drinks are at the Daiquiri Island across from Bunkie High. It's easy and convenient, and it's open right now. Drive through and ask for this weekend's Bunkie football special at the Daiquiri Island.
You're listening to the Mighty Bunkie Panthers on Oldies 104.3. Any rebroadcast or any other use of this transmission without the express written consent of the Panther Club and KEZP is strictly prohibited.
If you're hearing my voice and own a business, just think everyone else in Bunkie is too. The Mighty Bunkie Panther Radio Network is the best way to let people know what your business has to offer. Let us help you get your message out. Call Lolly at 346-9678. That's 346-9678 and support the Panther Club. The Mighty Bunkie Panther Radio will get results for your business.
The home of the Mighty Bunkie Panthers, Oldies 104.3.
Welcome back to the Farm Bureau postgame show here on Oldies 104.3. We're so glad you're tuned in. We thank you for listening tonight. And, wow, what a ball game. Being brought to you now by our friends at Farm Bureau. And we sure do thank them for sponsoring the postgame show. Thomas DeSherry, Frank Havard, Richard Stagg, Life, Auto, Fire Health, 253-7518 is the number to call. Talk to your friendly Farm Bureau agent. All right, Chuck, the LaPointe Eye Clinic Player of the Game. It is time to talk about the LaPointe Eye Clinic Player of the Game. Who's it going to be, Chuck? The votes are in.
I tell you, Lolly, this kid, he had a tremendous amount of tackles. He had a couple deflected passes. When things didn't look real good for us, we weren't doing much on offense, this kid stepped it up on defense, and I think he lit a fire under the whole team.
So, the LaPointe Eye Clinic Player of the Game is number 79 defensive end Jonathan Ducote.
He did an excellent job, and congratulations, Jonathan. I'm going to tell you, the whole defense did an excellent job. We could have named the whole defense, Chuck Norman, Narada Roy, everybody played well, but Jonathan Ducote just really stepped it up when we needed a fire to light under us.
And Coach Hudson is down on the field. He is giving it to him right now in the huddle, and here they go. They're going to break it right now, and I guess he's going to head this way. So what we'll do, hopefully we're going to have some stats up here pretty quick, too.
I think Hayes is running up with him, Lolly.
We'll take a break and be back. The Farm Bureau post-game show continues on Oldies 104.3.
Where's Hudson?
Most of my calls come during bad weather. Well, I don't mind, though. It's all part of being a utility lineman. I know people are depending on me to get